But then God asked Job a question that keeps many people up at night, even to this day.
Do you know what happens after you die? But before Job or his friends could even respond to Elihu, God himself spoke directly to Job from this massive storm. Prepare yourself like a man. I will question you, and you shall answer me. Job must have been terrified. If you remember, Job just got done accusing God of mismanaging the universe. But instead of flicking Job off the face of the planet, God asked Job a series of questions that seem unrelated at first, but when put together leads to one ultimate answer to our question about suffering, especially his final words about this strange Leviathan creature. What's crazy about this question is that if the earth was placed just a tiny bit further from the sun, we'd all freeze to death. But if the earth was placed just a tiny bit closer to the sun, we'd all be toast.
But then God asked Job a question that keeps many people up at night, even to this day.
Do you know what happens after you die? Every religion has their theories,
And even the Bible gives us some insight into the afterlife.
but only God has a full understanding of eternity. God is basically saying, Job, there's so much that you do not and cannot understand because you're not God. But God doesn't stop there. There are actually two more parts to God's answer that most people miss. Like the next series of questions God asked Job convey a message that is going to blow your mind.
But it's still not better than God, which brings us back to the question,
Why did God take Job on a virtual tour of the animal kingdom?
but it's actually not random at all. God just got done showing that he's the one who created the universe. So Job might want to consider that God probably knows a little bit more about managing this universe.
But here, God is showing Job that he sees everything that is going on in this beautiful world he created. He knows when the lion needs to eat or when a baby deer is born. He even sees the eagle making her nest way up high, far above where any man could climb.
So what's God's point?
I think Jesus actually summarized this part the best when he asked his disciples, Are not 2 sparrows sold for a copper coin, and not one of them falls to the ground apart from your Father's will? Do not fear, therefore. You are of more value than many sparrows.
God was saying that even though Job feels like God has forgotten,
God knows what each of his individual creations are doing at all times and provides for all of them, including Job.